What's up? So here it is. This is what you guys don't know about Amarillo. It does do this all the time. But I'll show you this. He's ready to go, and we're going. I just can't wait to show you guys what's gonna happen in the next 10 days. We'll be on the road for the next 10 days doing stuff like this. Anyway, the place we're actually gonna try to make it to, oh God. Good morning. We already went through this. Again, I just want to say it one more time before we get moving. Thank you so much. Not doing much right now. I'm about to have breakfast. You can actually see I do a really simple breakfast. I do bagels, and then from there I do a little bit of turkey bacon and eggs, and I do it every morning for breakfast. So I'm gonna get that knocked out and then pack this guy up, and then we are going to go see what Utah has to offer for the next 10 days, guys. So hang on, and we'll get rolling in a second. So, yeah, I haven't made it a mile, but remember, let's practice what we preach. You know, I was just driving along here and I saw this. Now, I don't know how long these have been here, but they've been here a long time, and everybody's just passed them right by and not picked them up. So let's pick them up and get them in the trash. Hey, okay, so this concludes the first night, and that little road we just went on, it was pretty cool. I ended up running a lock gate at the end of the BLM lines, obviously, so it turned into some farmer's ranch land, or some rancher's ranch land back there, which is fine. So I think what we're gonna do is I just backtracked to the main area, I aired up, and now I'm going to head down into the town of Mexican Hat. I've got to fill up, and then I'm going to I think make my way to the Valley of the Gods. There's another campsite I want to check. It's down the river. It's just outside of Mexican Hat. I want to check that for tonight. I want to be at camp early. I need to harvest some wood. I brought 4 small little ringlets of wood, but I'm gonna need more. I like a fire going pretty much all the time, and so that's that. Also, you guys wanted to know what I do on the trailer as far as tire pressure. On stuff that we were on today, a mix of like rock, not rock crawling, just rock in the road, and then some graded road, some just 2-track. I generally do about
18 psi in the trailer. It smooths it out incredibly. And then as far as the rig, I always do like 15 on pretty much any road off the highway, and then when I crawl, I do 8 to 10 depending on how severe it is. Also, first night on the diesel heater, it's a game changer, guys. Seriously. For 4 to 5 hours of labor, some spare parts of my own, and then $150 for the heater, it was absolutely night and day difference. I was able to run it as long as I wanted, when I wanted. I fired it up about 8 o'clock last night, and I ran it on mid-level. So I literally will say that there's 10 settings, and I put it on 5 and left it on there all night long. Instead of turning it down, what I do is I just vented the trailer better. So I opened all windows in the trailer. So there's 4 windows in the trailer, 2 doors and 2 windows, and I opened both door windows and one side window slightly, about an inch each, so it would draft, and it kept that thing just wonderful. I slept in, generally I sleep with a pair of sweats on and a shirt, socks, multiple blankets. I had a sheet and blanket, and I just slept in the skivvies, no socks, no shirt, anything, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So, first night with the diesel heater, check. Just so you know, it's a 2.3 liter tank. It burned about an 1/8 of it, and I ran it from 8 last night to 8 this morning. So, I couldn't be happier. So, let's get rolling, guys. Enough talking. See you shortly. Okay, here's one of those trails, guys. It is tight. Excuse me. It's a mountain goat trail, guys. But I think it'll pay off. Even if I have to break out the shovel and do a little clearing of the trail, that's what's gonna have to happen, because I need to get my front camera on so I can see what the hell's going on. Let me go clean it. Okay, guys. Yeah. This is the goat trail. We're on a 13-degree roll right now, and I'm trying to stay up on the high side. Okay, and you can see where that yellow line is. That's kind of where I'm on the cliffside trying to make it work, but I really do think it's going to pay off, guys. I think this is going to be where nobody else goes. It's not a local. And I only found it because I saw a track on the satellite image on Gaia. So, sorry I seem intense. This is a itty bitty. And right to my right is about it's not far, it's about 35 foot down, but that's all it takes if you roll your rig. But I think this is what it's going to take to be able to get down onto the river. So just kind of going slow. See, this is a hard ride. Oh, I got right there. Let me walk, man. I can make it down that. I'll just have to let's go. Here we go, guys. Yeah. Try to keep this trailer high. Yeah. Just right there. And I think what I'll do to give you guys perspective is I'll film it from outside. Okay, where do I go? I need to go. Let's go into the bush. Man, I kind of feel like a ding dong. You know, around here it's kind of hard to find wood, so I went and I just bought some wood, but I could have just harvested some from down here with the chainsaw. Like from where I'm at. You will get pinstriping if you follow this track, but that's okay. I'm not really big on paint jobs anyway. Now the ground, in case you guys are wondering, it's sandy. It's sandy slash dirt. It's a combination. It's, as I'm going through it, I can't show you now, but it just turns to dust under the tire. So I can imagine that if it was wet, this would not be fun. Or if it was to get wet while you were down here when you were needing out, I think it'd be an issue. So if you ever follow this track, make sure you're paying attention to the weather. And I would say you'll at least need a four-wheel drive. Not necessarily for four-wheel drive, but for the clearance. Because some of these holes where they've been driving when it was wet are pretty deep. Supposedly it goes back probably another quarter mile, if not farther. I'm just trying to make sure I pay attention to the actual GPS, because I'm looking at it on satellite at the same time. So if anything becomes narrow and I don't have a chance to back up or turn around, I can just do it while I'm here. There's been a couple, large open areas or areas where I could at least back up and finagle this trailer around and get out of here. That's one thing with the trailer, guys, off-road trailering, is that you always need to be mindful about pulling down a trail. If it seems to get tight, stop immediately when you think it's getting tight and pull up Gaia and pull up the satellite imagery and physically look at the trail. Don't look at the topo. Don't look at the streets and trips. Actually look at the physical trail via the satellite layer, so you can understand what's going to happen with that trail. And if it's severe enough where you think it may get too tight where you can't get into an area and turn around, just walk it. I mean, you saw me walk it this morning just to, when you're out doing this by yourself, you need to be safe. So, and I think we're getting down here close to the area that opens up. But here's a little tight section here. I'm gonna pause you guys for now and kind of try to pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, guys, I ran it. It's tight, especially trying not to pop that trailer tire back there. Wow, it paid off. It really paid off.
We'll see what you guys think.
You know, I had time to make something to eat, but sometimes it's just enjoying what's here. I could be back there preparing some stuff, and I'll do that in a little bit. I'll take this in. Appreciate a good gas station hot dog. And all of this.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but that water's moving a lot faster, and I'm sure it's because it got to 41 today. That storm that went by before that left all that snow and ice, I think all that stuff is breaking loose now, and it's definitely coming through. This is an entire little ice sand or ice bar, and you can see that through there that chop wasn't there before, and now it's actually moving pretty good. Over there on that side of the bank, it was probably 2 inches below that, where that white line was, below what it is now, and it's already come up 2 inches. So, and it's moving a whole lot faster too. So I guess things are melting up north. The funny thing about that is that's where I'm headed to tomorrow. So I think a lot of those, you know, crossings, water crossings, are going to be pretty fun tomorrow. We'll see. What's up, guys? I figured I'd give you guys a quick update real quick. So tonight, I know it looks similar because you see the bagels, but I'm actually having what's called pork roll. So pork roll is something I was turned on to by a friend of mine, and it's something that they consume up in New Jersey. Now that's where it's from, and I don't know if you can get it anywhere else. I ended up having to have it shipped in, but ever since I've had it, I've loved it. But as you can see, I'm just going to do a simple dinner tonight, something like that. So it's warm now, but it's supposed to be 15 tonight, and the sun goes down in, well, just less than about 40 minutes. It goes down at about 5:45. It's already started going down. It's lowering on the mountains, and so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get everything knocked out pretty early. That way I can have my dinner when it's still nice, comfortable weather, and my dinner isn't frozen by the time I, you know, make all the way through eating it. But I'm gonna knock that out, and then I'm gonna let this fire die down, and then I'm probably gonna call it a night. I'm gonna get in the camper early tonight. Probably knock out some editing. Like I said, with it getting this cold, when it's 30 at night or getting down to the 30s, it's not real bad outside, but 15's pretty chilly. Last night it was, I think, 10 or 11. So I'm just gonna beat that tonight and get in and be able to have my dinner when it's still, you know, not completely freezing as I eat it. So anyway, let me show you around, and then I'll check back in. Okay, guys, got my dinner and coffee ready. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this. Thanks for joining along. Thanks for watching. Remember, we're going to have several episodes, 7 or 8 episodes from Utah and possibly Colorado, maybe Arizona. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for making this happen. But for now, we'll catch you next time. See ya.
I could sit in this chair for 1,000 years and watch the woods consume the neighborhood, watch the ambitions come and go, surround me and engulf me. We could ditch the TV and spend a little more time reading books and singing songs on the porch, sit here watching the daylight wane, leaving little trace and even less memory. I just want to be still. I just want to be still. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be free of these things that are weighing